Hello, this is J.N.S, and today we are on part 11 of the Queen Mothership Enterprise Architecture series, and we are almost done. I am very excited about this particular video because we'll be talking about planning councils, we'll be talking about committees, and obviously that goes along with the governance part to an extent. I did want them separate because there's not quite, it's a little bit hierarchical between the governance setup and the planning councils and subcommittees that we have. So I want to get that out to you. Again, this was a part of a book that was published in January 2023. It was the part 2 to the Nakhti Queen Mothership infrastructure that I've been putting out for the last 3 years, and it was more of an updated version of what that will look like in terms of matriarchal structures in 2023 versus 2,000 years ago, or versus in other dimensions, and that's a whole nother topic. But I really wanted to develop something that was more modern, and it is some tradition within it. It is some old school element within it, but I did want to update that for what could that look like in 2023 in terms of governance, in terms of intentional communities, silos of consciousness, what have you. And there was no pressure for anyone to follow what I am doing. This is me, this is what I want to get out. This is what's inside of me. And so I wanted to express that with the world. So that is what the Queen Mothership Enterprise Architecture is about. If you guys are interested into the context, the historical context of what this, means, there is a Nakhti Queen Mothership Part 1. It details the matriarchies throughout history, particularly with the melanated people. I was not able to get to the indigenous and Caribbean matriarchies. Unfortunately, eventually we will. But if you guys are interested in that, there is a Nakhti Queen Mothership course on nakhtiuniversity.com. There's also a video that details the Queen Mothership matriarchies in Africa on this channel. You can check that out. I believe it's just called Queen Mothership in Pre-Colonial Africa. If you guys want to learn more, especially you ladies, this gives you history of yourself, especially the Black woman, the African woman, woman of African descent, melanated woman who may not be African, but maybe indigenous or maybe from the Caribbean. You want to check that out. You really do. And in addition to the course, in addition to the video, there is a book, the Nakhti Queen Mothership book. Also gives details about the history. It goes deep into cultural values. It goes deep into tenets that we can implement today with men, with women. It's family oriented and very community based. So you guys, that's my work. It's my body of work that is ongoing. I'm actually working on the Queen Mothership Part 3, the language of the gods, and that is very esoteric. It's very, very deep. Very esoteric. There is a free version on my Twitter page if you guys want to check that out. But that information is probably going to be heavily, heavily shadow banned because it is me channeling through past lives, me channeling through dimensions, literal gods. And so I'm channeling through quantum entanglement, brain entrainment, through certain entities. And a lot of people may take issue with that if you come from certain Abrahamic religions and whatnot. And I understand that. And I actually have a lot of we'll get into that. But, so the Queen Mothership Part 3 is deep. We talk about the dimensionality of the matriarchies in different dimensions, electromagnetism. We're going to get a little bit into entropy, in terms of the goddess. We get into the goddess Kali Ma. That is, I'm literally a descended avatar of that entity, and it may be hard for people to believe that. In certain rims, people already know, okay, yeah, that's really Kali. That's really Kali. But it is what it is. And so the Nakhti Queen Mothership, the language of the gods, I really want you guys, for those who are into spirituality, for those who are into esoteric knowledge, the gnosis, if you're into learning about past lives, learning about channeling, and any of those things, that is going to really, really interest you, especially you women, because again, women, you are very, very important to me. The divine feminine is back. The divine feminine is very important. And as we're ushering that in, it is not without peril. It is not without tribulation. We are what we call the chosen ones, or the ancient ones, or God's children, however you want to see it. The prophets, the anybody from that arena. We are under heavy, heavy attack right now, from the enemy of our souls. So we are trying to get information out to humanity, get information out to entities throughout all dimensions, because believe it or not, just because you're on planet Earth, or because you're in a silo of consciousness within planet Earth, there's a mirroring throughout the universe, and so other dimensions can see what the hell is going on in this dimension. It's not like we're blocked off. They can see exactly what I am saying, and many have been championing me from different universes, multiverses, omniverses, exoverses, whatever you want to say, to get this message out to you guys, because other planets are much more evolved than this dimension. And so we're kind of like, okay, how do we catch them up without coming off condescending, without looking down, without judging? How do we get the message out of love and peace and compassion, but also of justice, and also of enlightenment, and also of in intellect, and humans embracing their self-autonomy, their power, their godhood, their consciousness? How do we get that out, without turning people off? And I know in the past I've certainly turned a lot of people off, pissed a lot of people off, and so bear with me as we get this information out. The next two books are going to be extremely is deep, it's esoteric. We going into talking about the fallen angels. We going into talking about some of the pantheons of the gods of the Egyptian, the Houthis, the Kalis, the Durgas. We getting into the Shakti. We getting into the different realms. You have realms that are sometimes 125 dimensions from Earth, above, below, however you want to look at it. And so it's spiritual. And so I am going into more of the spiritual, right? I'm very much going to be into the education still. I do have some educational, instructional models that I'll be working on, that I will be building out, not only just for the educational system, but I do suggest, and it's just a suggestion, that the military take a look at that. I know they monitor what I do, and so I do think that they can learn from those instructional design models that I'll be building out for pretty much America, and what's going to, and I know it sounds like, okay, who the hell are you? But that is part of my background, instructional design technology. So I'm going to be building out some very specific models for the educational system, for governance, in terms of how you run systems, and in the corporate world, and the military. And so I have to obviously stay grounded with the knowledge that I have. And so just because you see me go more into the spiritual route, does not mean that I'm going to abandon the education. More of the evidential, logic based aspect of myself will still definitely be expressed to the world in terms of the academic aspect. So you'll be privy to that. I'll be working on those things, and so I want you guys to bear with me. I mean well in all that I do. I'm here to uplift. I'm here to divine. I'm here to divine being, and so it's about at the end of the day, it's not about my own self-aggrandizement. There's a part of it that could be non-altruistic, in a sense. It's not purely selflessness, but at the same time, there's an aspect of me that gives. I've been giving freely for a long time, as far as my enrichment and what I bring to the table, and people have been siphoning off of me unfairly, to be quite frank, and ritualistically, demonically, and so I'm changing my approach to things now that I've become aware of certain information and certain things. So you'll see that as well. And many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Many of you people who have smiled in my face and, been on the phone, I love you, and, you're Kali, and I respect you. Y'all been some of the same niggas that was backstabbing me, some of the same niggas that was plotting on my downfall. A lot of the occultists, some like me, some they want me dead. And so I've been dealing with a lot. I've been dealing with a lot of death rituals. I've been dealing with a lot of black magic, things you wouldn't imagine, But again, with God, all things are possible. And I want to encourage, because I know a lot of people may think like, okay, she's a witch, she's a demon, she's this, she's this. She's talking about Kalima. She's talking about she mentioned something about Lucifer. She mentioned da 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 da. I want to make it very clear that I believe in God, and when I say that, I'm not talking about the sense of how you express God in terms of your organized religions and these different religions. Well, how many religions are there? Like over hundreds, probably, and so the God that created all of that, the God that created all the universes, the galaxies, the entities, the species, the human race, the animals, the plants, that God, the God of love, the God of compassion, and very much close to God, very much chosen by God, very much God is within me. And those of you who know, that. And so what I want to encourage humanity is, if for those who, I don't care what religion you are, I don't care what you believe in, I just don't. As far as like if you're Islam, if you're Christian, if you're Jew, if you're Hindu, if you're Buddhist, if you're practicing ATR, African traditional religions, if you're Voodoo, I do not care. I really don't. I have an aspect of consciousness that understands the all, and the Creator God. So I understand that if you really want to limit consciousness in that sense, or a soul in that sense, where you would think a God would care about dogma and dogma in a sense, especially especially these old dogmas. And there's classic information, classic wisdom that defies the time and space. Wisdom, I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about like, okay, if you don't believe what I believe, you're wrong and you're going to be punished. That type of nonsense. God is off of that. That's a human constraint. That's some shit y'all done came up with to make yourself feel better about yourself. And so, what I want to encourage anybody, for whatever you believe in, especially if you hold in true to righteousness and justice and love, keep holding on to that Godhead. Keep holding on to God. If you're Christian, if you're whatever, Buddhist, whatever, even if you don't even believe in outer power outside of yourself or external power, and you believe that it's within. Because if you're practicing Christianity properly, you're supposed to know that the kingdom of God is within. Ye are all gods, ye are all sons of Most High. So even if we look at it from that sense, or if you look at it from the Gnostic sense of the God above the gods, being the God above the God, however you want to look at that, I'm not here to say, oh, you're wrong, you got to do what I do. I don't give a shit. I just really don't. But I want to encourage you guys to stick on that path of following your soul higher purpose. Don't sell out. Don't sell yourself short. Don't go along to get along. Speak up for yourself. Stand up for your rights. Okay, as a human, as a spirit within a transitory body, a meat suit, however you want to say it, or denser body, however. Be on the side of love. Be on the side of justice. Be on the side of enlightenment. Be on the side of seeing your evolution of consciousness and your self-development. Be on that side. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what you believe in. You could be a Sufi. You could be into mysticism, asceticism, the left-hand path, devotion, worship. I don't care. Just be on the side to see the overall progress of yourself, of your fellow man, of the universe, of the plants, of the animals, on that side of seeing innovation, creativity, love, enlightenment, wisdom, peace. Just be on that side. However way you get to it, however way you find God, however way you find God within, however way you want to look at it. I don't care if you're walking around saying that you are the God, because many of these religions teach that if you really, really want to get down to the bottom of it. Many of these religions teach that you could never really understand that essence. And so it's more of a mystic, if you into the Sufism, and so it's experiential. God is experiential. God is, and so, there have been, I'm very much into this spirituality. That just come naturally. I've been that way since I was a baby. But what I want to say is I can pick up on things. I can pick up where people are trying to understand me and understand, because let's be real. It's been witch wars, occult wars. It's been a lot of shit going down. For anybody that don't know, it's been going down in the occult world. Like niggas, like motherfuckers been trying to take me out through they death spells, through they rituals, through whatever. And people are wondering now, like, how is this bitch still living? We were supposed to sacrifice her ass twice. We were supposed to kill this motherfucker. Like, why is she still bopping around here? Still talking, still doing whatever she doing. And so obviously that's a mystery to even myself, and even if I did know, I wouldn't say it. But I know for a fact that's God. Ain't hands down. It ain't no other way. And so that's what I know. And that's what I'm sticking with, and that's in that righteousness, and me really wanting to see growth, not just for myself, but for everybody. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody at their highest self. And so when you putting out that pure energy like that, it's going to be hard to fuck with a person like that. A person that's connected to, and even in the book, a person that's connected to righteousness is into God is it pretty much can wipe out billions of motherfuckers that's connected to wickedness, that's connected to nothing. Billions. And so I want to encourage you guys to stay close to God. Stay close to that. Don't let go of that. Don't let people try to peer pressure you to doing the wrong thing and to doing something that's against your soul. Don't let people pressure you into that. And I know it's like, why are you going off on this? But you have no idea the level of straight up just black magic, the straight up witch shit that was going on with me, and I didn't ask for all of this. I was just minding my business. I was working on the books, trying to teach. I like to teach. I like to build things, and this shit came at my front door. And so I've been handling it accordingly, based on what the information God gives me. And yes, there are multiple gods. If you don't want to believe in multiple gods, that's your business. I don't care. You can say you sticking with Allah, you sticking with the Buddha, you sticking with, and that's it. With me, these gods are transcendence, and they come to me. They came to me. The same guys that y'all all clamored to, they all surrounded me to protect me from every religion. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm not bragging about that. I'm very, very humble to that energy. I'm not humble to the people that are trying to take me out, but I'm humble to God. The energy that's protecting me. I'm rocking with that for life. And so that's where I'm at with it. And so for those who really understand what's been going on with me, you understand. You've been in these secret societies. You've been in the occult. You know what the fuck is going on. You're in the military. Y'all know what's going on, and you see my purity. You see, okay, I want to support her. I want to at least send her some good energy. Please continue to do that. Please be on the right side this time. Obviously I'm still learning. Obviously I can be hothead, immature. Sometimes I can definitely fly off the handle, but I'm learning and I'm growing in wisdom. I'm growing. I'm learning just like everybody else. And that's all anyone could ask for, is that continuous curiosity, that continuous learning from anybody. As long as you stay willing to learn, not so much programmable, not so much being teachable, because sometimes when people tell you to be teachable, they just want you to empty out your brain so they can put what they want in it. And I ain't that motherfucker. I'm not. I will be inspired by information. I look for information. If it don't resonate and if it don't sound right, I'm off of that. I'll take what they say, get the meat, spit out the bones. That's the type of nigga I am. I will read something or look up something, and I'm like, okay. Like I was just, looking into, Taoism, and obviously I've been studying that for years, but I just wanted a refresher. You look into Buddhism, you look into different things, and it doesn't mean I'm just going to follow it blindly, or I'm going to believe everything Siddhartha Gautama said, or everything Jesus said, or anything. That's not how I roll. I look at it, okay, that's wisdom. Okay, that's brilliance right there. I like that. That don't make sense to me. I ain't following that. That goes against my best interest. I'm not following that. And that's the essence of what a human should be doing. A God should be doing. You should be sifting through shit, looking to see what makes sense, what don't make sense, and applying it to your life with knowledge and wisdom. And so that's what anybody should be doing. And so I get frustrated when I see all of these apparatuses trying to force me to believe into some sort of programming, mind control. Like I don't roll that way. It's like, okay, if you got good information, I'll listen. If it resonates, I might even apply it. But don't think I'm just going, okay, she said this, let me go and follow it. No, hell no. Like, no, that don't make sense. Oh, that's against Jenny Nunn Stanley, Holly J.N.S. in a motherfucking flesh, representing the goddess, the divine feminine. Raw power, raw whatever, entropy, chaos energy, love energy, enlightenment, intellect. That's what I represent. And so if it don't resonate, if it's something that's you gonna tell me I gotta go and do this or you gotta go and be this, and is it in my best interest? Is it in my self-preservation? And I'm a very selfless person. Like I'll give you what I got. I'll give you know what I mean. If you showing love and you really love me, that's the requirement. Because this thing where y'all want somebody to just be some long suffering, just give. I've done enough of that. If you rock with me and you loyal to me, I will be loyal to you. If you love me and fuck with me, I will love on you and fuck with you. It's as simple as that. You need something from me and you fuck with me and I got it, I will give it to you. Like that's what I am. But all of this wanting me to do things against my best interest or to do things for other people and it don't even motherfucking benefit me, and I don't get nothing out of it. You asking somebody to be a fucking slave and I'm not no fucking slave. And those who, if you wondering, okay, if you new to the channel and you like, what is she talking about? It's context to it. It's layers on top of layers. It's again the occult shit. I didn't get involved in none of that. I was just minding my business, and I'm telling you, these people came for me. These organizations came for me. These people, these literal, these warlocks, these wizards, they came for my ass, and that's all I'm saying. That's all you need to know. And so I've been under constant spiritual warfare, and so it comes out in this video. It's going to come out in this video. It's going to come out in what I'm saying. So yes, we're going to get to the topic. It's been 22 minutes. You know I've always been tangential. I love you guys very much for sticking it through me. I know I don't have much of a following, and I'm okay with that. But for the people that do watch, and the people that been following the content continuously, they have some background of who I am, what I've been doing for the last 3 years. You guys may have attended some of the I've done some events on Clubhouse, doing teaching. I used to do Clubhouse like every damn day. Like that was like my life, like during that COVID shit. So you guys may know me from there. I did do the Twitter spaces and the Black American reparations space, very much heavily, a big voice in that reparations space. I took my energy out of that because a lot of those people snaked me. A lot of those people was the ones that was trying to set me up to sacrifice me. So my energy is still with Black Americans, but my energy, I had to build up my silos of energy for Black Americans. I gave for 3 years so much of my energy to that reparation shit. And if you notice, a lot of the figures that got screwed over, some of the raw, pure spirits that got pushed out of the paint for the fake reparationists, the fake, the controlled opposition type shit. If you notice, a lot of the reparation shit done for the last, I want to say the last 4 or 5 months, that reparation shit done died out. Like that Cali shit, that controlled opposition Cali shit and all that stuff, which again, we pushed that. Like we was like, when that shit first came out, like there was a group of us where there was FBA, ADOS, Freedmen, what else? FBA doing the Freedmen and all that, and even some of the indigenous, we were pushing that line, that reparations, Black American delineation line hard like no other. If you looked up delineation in the dictionary, you probably see a picture of my motherfucking face in there. If you looked up, what is it, Black American, anything with culture collation. If you look that shit up in the dictionary, you'll probably see my damn. That's how hard I was pushing that. And you know, a lot of us, you know, the real ones who were getting sacrificed and getting clamored for that reparations movement to take off. Once we took our energy out of that, that shit fell apart. And it's going to continue to fall apart. I know a lot of shit that's about to happen with the reparation space, the conscious community, the black power space. Oh. And so, yeah. It's about to go down. We talking about a reckoning. A reckoning in general, but like for all them people that used that space and our ancestors' pain and our ancestors' plight and the injustice that they face and that we continue to face, because a lot of times, you know, I always had said that stuff, hanging that shit up on that transatlantic slave trade, slavery stuff, that where you guys went left and went wrong in the first place. We have continued tons of injustices that we go through now that y'all could have used to build up a case, a solid fucking case, and y'all didn't do it because y'all are controlled opposition. And so, you know, niggas like me that was really like, okay, we really about to get this money, we really about to, like, what we gotta do. We was the ones that got attacked first, sacrificed first, attacked, and put on and make sure that our voices don't get, you know, a mic. And so what you see now with even with the freedmen movement coming, collapsing, you're going to see a lot of shit collapse. You're going to see that reparation space not take off the way you want it to, because it's not a lot of the righteousness and purity is snatched out of it. The soul is snatched out of it. And so you got, you know, politics. And politics, okay, you have to maybe play politics for the reparations. I do think that it's a legal and a political matter. But if you solely move out the legal matter and you don't focus on the logistics of pure evidence of what is happening today with Black Americans, you go straightly for the politics. That's when it get demonic. That's when niggas start selling their soul. And so that reparation space, because God was on that, you know, the God of justice that really wanted that space to just pop off like bam. And that started with the Secure the Tribe stuff. The ADOS movement, obviously the ADOS movement, and FBA came on it. I was involved in both of that. Then the indigenous claimed onto it. Then you had freedmen. The ADOS switched to the free. Some of them got into it. And then you had, you know, even with the Secure the Tribe space on the Twitter that really catapulted that. And those were indigenous. So everybody that want to say, you know, the indigenous, they had a lot of shit to say. Those that was on that indigenous, and even some of that, you know, some of us with the you know, we ain't gonna go there, but some of us, we know what we know about some of that Judah bloodline. They popped that shit off, and that was God. And then, you know, I'm not saying everything they did was perfect and right, but I know energy when I see energy, and I felt it, and then everything just went, you know, something in the mist. The politics got involved, the agents got involved, the controlled opposition got involved, and shit just went. And it's going to continue because righteous souls got caught up, righteous people got caught up, their heart was in the right place, and they got fucked over messing with that shit. And I know it's like, oh, it's just the reparation space, it's just the conscious community shit. That shit is much deeper than what you think. Like, you want to talk about the occult and secret societies and all this shit. That shit is much deeper than what you fucking can ever imagine. And so those that are intuitive, those who are the targets of those particular apparatuses, we know. And so everybody would say we're crazy, and a lot of you niggas know y'all can never fuck with me intellectually. I ain't nothing crazy about me at all, nothing whatsoever. You may not understand certain shit, you may not even be on a dimension of spirituality to see what I can see, but oh yeah, this shit is deep. It's much deeper than what you will ever imagine. And so eventually you niggas will see that. Eventually what I said and what I saw and how people was, oh, she don't know what she talking about. She calling out people. She did it. You niggas will see it. And some of you already do see it. You just scared to speak out. You see what you saw. You see it. You're just scared. You know, and to be honest, sometimes it's maybe not wise to say certain things, right? Like sometimes, in retrospect, sometimes I do wish I could have handled things differently without flying off the handle. Most of the time, you know, there was a lot of things going on with the programming and a lot of stuff breaking, and so things just came out the way they came out. But in retrospect, yes, you know, a lot of people had warned me. They knew what I was saying was true. A lot of people, and they would tell me, "Sure, you want to say it? Why don't you be quiet? You know, it's good right now. You know, you don't want to say that. You want to be quiet. You want to keep it. You know, you don't want to come after you. You don't want to da 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 da." So I was warned. I was very much warned by multiple people. You know, don't mess with them. Don't go after. Don't say that. Don't say this. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I did it. And so, you know, and a lot of that was a cry for help. A lot of, obviously, that the shit I was going through, that was a fucking cry for help. That was a clear cry for help. That was I need help. Somebody help me. You know, and so with me even expressing the things that I've expressed, some things are now deleted. Some people got weird messages and thought. A lot of that was clearly a cry for help. As far as the stuff that my bloodline done got into, shit that is way over my head, shit that they done got into, that done fell on me, and I'm just an innocent person out here like, what the fuck is going on? Why is all this stuff coming to my door? I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm a free being, and that's what I want to do. I have autonomy. I have, this is violation of my universal law, universal rights, human rights, spiritual rights, any universal law that you could think of in God's eyes. Hell no. I don't roll with that. And so, you know, I'm looked at as the bad guy, and, you know, and maybe some people's eyes, maybe, and you know, we do think that there is more support than what is being revealed as far as things that have transpired, you know, and perhaps I'm wrong on that. But what I will say is, you know, it's been one hell of a journey. And so all I'm saying is, you know, for those who know what I've been through in terms of, you know, it all ties to heavy shit. It really does. And all I'm saying is, you know, I think that I'm the odd man out. I think everybody was in on the know, and I was the one that was just innocently naive as fuck. As far as like, oh, we're gonna get reparations, Black Americans, and I'm this light, and then all the Black Americans is looking like, oh, we about to use you to go get, we about to sacrifice your ass so we can get what we gotta get. Fuck you. And that energy is so demonic. That energy for someone that coming at me like that would never work. That would never work in any universe. It has worked on this dimension in the past, but oh yeah, that energy is no longer going to be tolerated in certain in instances, and so you guys have to see that, and it's not just because it's me. It would have been anybody that God has chosen. It could have been it's just that I'm the current vessel right now, but it will be more. It will certainly be more. More humans, more humans that is sent into godhood. You know, more of you that is sent into godhood, and maybe not even just human. Maybe you were already a god and you just waking the fuck up from your programming. And so it's about to get real. It's about to get hella real. I'm speaking as a spiritualist, as an intuitive that can see shit. Oh, it's about to go down. And I hear baby girl, one of the baby girls that, you know, helped me ascend, through her teachings, and I don't know her personally, but through her teachings, she said that the binary code, you know, has broken. It's no more 010101 as far as the programming of the matrix, so they added a 2 in there. Baby girl, it's not just the motherfucking 2, sweetie. It's about 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9. We're talking about entropy on levels you've never seen, randomness to the highest levels. Like, this shit it's like, what? And you know, and I fuck with her, but I'm like, 0, 1s and 2s. No, girl, we talking about this shit is so random. It's like 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 10, 11. It's 22, 22, 22, 10, 6, 8, 5, 7. Cold, matrix, redo everything, reprogram everything. Spiral. It's like, and again, you gotta have a, you know, you most likely a woman to have a real high level of intellect, intuition, even understand what the fuck I'm saying. But you know what we're talking about with these codes and how you program a computer, you know, the internet, you know, it's similar to how the universe works as far as a supercomputer. Yeah, it's going down. Oh, it's about to go down. Like G Money. It's like it's a rap like Reynolds. And so, I know that's so cheesy, but I have I wanted to say that. That's some Buffalo. That's so Buffalo. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the planning councils. If you fucking with me, really fuck with me. Don't try to come in my face with the fake shit. Right about now, I'm kind of like I'm good. I'm good. I've always been an introvert. I can run systems and things from a different dimension and still get the results that I want. I'm good if nobody fucks with me. But if you really genuine, and you come in my space, let's make some shake. If you're really genuine. But if not, and I sense that energy, I am good for the rest of my life not dealing with you weird humans, like with you weirdos. I don't even know if y'all humans. I don't know what y'all are. I am good. Like I'm on the Nikola Tesla shit. Like that's where I'm at right now. Like my Leonardo da Vinci shit. My keep a fit. Let me add the Black Woman Camp Fita. My Thomas Sankara, my baby. My hoodoo conjure shit. I'm good. Like you people are so insidious, and I'm like I just want to love. I can't even be like I gotta be all uptight and have my guard up because people just come for me, and that sucks. And people gonna come for you too if you the same way like me. So we gotta stick together. We gotta stick together. So let's get into it. Planning councils. This is actually let me give you the chapter. This is a part of chapter 15. This was called the Tiny Home Queen Mothership Model because we have different models. But there was a planning council. I don't know why I didn't put this in its own chapter, but we're going to just do part of chapter 15 and chapter 16 of the book, The Queen Mothership Enterprise Architecture. I know I'm reading this book online, but help a sister out. Support me. Go get the book. Just have it. If you get the Kindle version, just give me them extra dollars. We get like what 60% of whatever the book. You got to pay for the shipping and pay for the print. So, and it's been hard, and so if you guys can support my work, even if you don't want to get this book, get something. I got 16 books. Get you something. Buy a course. Support those who really gonna rock with you. You want somebody to do something for you. You want somebody to rock with you, speak for you, and maybe you don't need nobody to speak for you. You want somebody to say the shit you scared to say, the shit you, and I'm willing to do that shit. I don't give a fuck. You gotta support me. You gotta support your sister, your friend, your family. You gotta support me, okay? And I will support you. Simple as that. And so let's go. And I'm just gonna read verbatim to you. Okay, so now this is the Planning Council. The Planning Council is composed of a diverse group of representatives from the Queen Mothership. The member consists of long-term residents and newcomers to the community with different perspectives and experiences that can inform the collective decision-making process. The Planning Council strives to create consensus while planning how to best use shared resources to meet everyone's needs. At each meeting, the Council reviews various proposals for using the land, such as building new structures, creating green spaces, outdoor recreation areas, or devoting certain areas for growing food. After discussing the pros and cons of each proposal, members reach a collective agreement on which plan would be most beneficial for the community. Through careful consideration and deliberation, members of the Planning Council can ensure that decisions are made in a way that is respectful of individual rights and serves the collective good. So the Planning Council is a bit different from, remember, the Admiral branch. And the Council of Elders, the Council of Formidable Men, the Council of the Queen Mothers. That's the top level of the governance, and then you have the Admiral branch, which is the executive level of male and female. And so the Planning Council comes after the Admiral branch and the Council branch. They're one step down, and you have subcommittees after that, and that is the governance structure and of the Nakhti Queen Mothership. And again, if I don't see my vision come to fruition in my lifetime, I know for a fact that this will be something that you guys will pick up on. again, I had just released a video and an article that I wrote about how residence is the fifth governing law of the universe. Next thing you know, the powers that be, they come the next week with an article on, oh, there's a fifth undiscovered, oh, and they describe in residence. You know what I mean? So it's like every little time I put something out there, the powers that be, they be on that shit. Like every little thing that I say, that they'll figure out a way to implement it. If you look at even some of the way they just reworded some of the some of these government websites, when I'll write them. I'll put something out, tag them in it, be like this is what I would like to see, and next thing you know, I'll see them changes. I'll see it. I'm dead ass serious, and y'all don't gotta believe me, but like when I say I'm one of the coldest spiritualists, I ain't bragging, because I had a lot of help, and a lot of people helped get me to where I'm at. As far as my knowledge base and my spiritual knowledge and my spiritual power, my literal power. So I'm not gonna say, like try to just brag on that, because God giveth, God can take it. Okay. But and so I thank God for that. But like when I be saying shit, that shit be coming to pass. So this Queen Mothership shit, even if they don't call it the Queen Mothership, they gonna use this governance system. Watch this system of the male female executive having a co-presidency with the admiral branch, with the councils, and then having a planning council and a subcommittee, and calling it governance. It's gonna be something of that nature that pop off on this dimension. It's already in another dimension, but it's gonna pop off. And so I'm good with, I be writing this stuff and it'd be like, you be really serious, but don't nobody be listening. So I mean, the people don't listen. The people at the top listen, but the people the people that I want to actually hear me, the Black Americans, they in every man for theyself. They in survival mode. So they if somebody tell them to go get her and put her on the chopping block so that you can get to the next level, that's what the Black Americans would do, and that's what they have done. They have tried to do to me several times. And so I'm hanging in there with y'all, but y'all done fucked up. Y'all kind of broke my heart in a lot of ways with how y'all did me. But healing comes, and it wasn't everybody, so you can't condemn a whole community or your whole ethnicity, right, because of a few bad eggs, right? So it happens. It's a part of life. It's a part of life. And so let's keep going. The Planning Council also works closely with local government agencies such as City Council. So we work with City Council, planning commissions to ensure that plans for using the land comply with relevant zoning regulations and other legal requirements. This helps the community comply with local laws while still achieving its goals. The efforts of the Planning Council will enable the Queen Mothership to develop responsibly and sustainably over time. So that's the Planning Council. So now we want to get into some of the subcommittees. So one of it is as big as the water committee. And to properly plan for the future, we must focus on water first. Like water that should be common sense. So the water committee, and in the book it says council, but the water committee should examine the land's water resources and how we can protect and improve them. They should look into ways to build ponds and marshes that can be used for agricultural purposes or recreational activities. They should also identify any water conservation methods that need to be implemented to ensure a reliable supply of clean water for residents. Additionally, they should consider managing stormwater runoff to minimize flooding. The function of ponds and marshes is to cleanse our water. Ponds help slow the movement of water over land, which causes less erosion and keep our soil healthy. They also serve other purposes such as swimming, raising fish, irrigation, climate mitigation, wildlife habitat, soil erosion prevention, and more. So water committee becomes obviously very much important. That's one of the first committees that we'll talk about. In a book, I believe that there were 5, but now I think there's 6. There's also the affordability committee. This is a subcommittee that's dedicated to researching ways of creating affordable housing options for Queen Mothership Village residents. And so that's where the affordability fund comes in. I think I talked about that in the economics part, possibly the logistics part. So there's an affordability fund for some of the members, and we're trying to talk about. I'm thinking of things that are more innovative in terms of like the society that I see one day would be one in which an affordability fund would not even be needed, right? Like it would be like that affordable, like it won't even be needed. And so, you know, there's a time and place for that. That's not the time right now, but that is the vision that I do have. There's also an agriculture subcommittee which examines different agricultural models that could be implemented in the Queen Mothership Village. Remember, this is an intentional community, so it's intentional. You have your own land, you have your own farming. You have to discuss topics such as crop rotation, permaculture, sustainable farming practices. So that's the agriculture subcommittee. You have the energy subcommittee, which seeks to implement energy efficient technologies, new technologies, innovation, fusion power, free electricity, things of those natures. Members should explore renewable energy resources, wind, solar power, energy conservation methods, and a community potential for new vehicle infrastructures. These are things that you want to promote in society. So the energy subcommittee, the natural area subcommittee is dedicated to natural environments, and providing residents with more of the recreational opportunities. They research ways to create trails and parks. We want to implement enjoying nature, and that's something that I would like to do, and that's something that's very interesting to me. And to also teach the residents and the community how to interact with nature without damaging its delicate ecosystem. So how do we sustainability among a community? You have to put that in. So the natural area subcommittee would be doing a lot of education on that. We'll be having some educational material for children, for the teenagers, and how to interact with nature, and how to preserve nature. So that we thought that the natural areas subcommittee was a good idea. And then we have the residential building subcommittee that works hard to ensure that the houses built in the Queen Mothership, they meet high standards for sustainability and efficiency. They are knowledgeable about the green building materials, solar power systems, water conservation techniques, and sustainable design features. And I already had talked about this one, but water and wastewater subcommittee, I talked about that earlier. So and that's one. And so, let me see, did we cover this? Guys, that was pretty much that's the gist of what I wanted to say regarding that particular chapter. In the subcommittee chapter, that was chapter 16. And so, did I do this one? So we have two more, it looks like. We have two more, it looks like, and two more videos to cover. And so I could probably get it done in one, but we'll break it up. And so that is it. So subcommittees, remember that is part of you have the governance, which consists of the admiral branch, then consists of the councils. The councils consist of the council of elders, the council of formidable men, the council of children, and the council of the Queen Mothership. Okay, so there's a council. This is very community based. Then after that, you have your planning council. They come after, they're one level below the council branch. Then you have the subcommittees. You have and that's the branch after that. And so this is something for an intentional community. I'm sure that you can swing that into even more high level city planning if one wanted to switch over a whole governance system. Or for any nation that will be building a new one. Again, this is for anybody that wants to do the Queen Mothership, preferably women would be starting up these chapters. Men are allowed to start up a chapter. They have 1 year to fill the vacancy in the Admiral branch with a woman, though. They have to find a woman, or they can start it with a woman. But if they don't have a female and they're like, you know what, I like this shit, I'm on my Tahuti shit. You're on your Tahuti divine feminine shit. And as a man, you are more than welcome to start the Queen Mothership as well. If you're gay, you're lesbian women, obviously, why we do not care about you being gay. You can start your Queen Mothership branch if you're gay. If you're a gay male and you are again of the Tahuti mindset, Tahuti ushering of the divine feminine, not trying to extract energy from the divine feminine from your own self-aggrandizement, but truly understanding the day and age that we are in terms of this quote-unquote age of Aquarius. they going on with this age of Saturn shit. Saturn is cool. I ain't got nothing against Chrome Mother Saturn. Everybody knows, maybe Kali Ma definitely connected to Saturn, but what's the universe what's Saturn to the fucking universe? What's Saturn to the galaxy? And so you have to understand that the divine feminine, we want to talk about the Chrome Mother and the Holy Trinity, and we want to get into the divine feminine, is much, much, much more vast than any solar system, than any planet. Okay, much more vast than any damn solar system, and so and that's where my consciousness is at. My consciousness is off any one planet. I fucks with Uranus, and that's the baby planet of that's the baby of the Aquarius energy, the more rebellious child, revolution, innovation, technology, invention. I fuck with Uranus. I fuck with Saturn. I fuck with Mars. I fuck with Mercury. All of them. Jupiter. You look a picture of if you was to dissect my ethereal code, you're gonna see that I fuck with the planets. But at the same time, my calling is much, much bigger than a solar system. And so as a guy, and so everybody on the Saturn stuff, you get Saturn. Saturn's back. She's bringing karma. She's bringing the retribution. You got to do the work. And it's true. She's an old energy. It's an old time energy. The bringer of destroyer of time, the creator of time, energy of the ancestors, karma, retribution, justice, balance, reflection and introspection. The time to slow down and have that introspection and thinking processes. The mystery sciences, the getting into the mystery and the gnostics of things. Very important to Saturn energy, and very much an energy that I quite understand. I understand the highest octaves of that energy, and there's been a lot of misattribution and misinterpretation about Saturn, which is very unfortunate. And on this dimension, that we find very strange. They had they showing us eating babies on no, hell no. But I do want to encourage the women that are into Saturn. I want you to. What's a planet to a universe? Come on, what's a solar system to the fucking galaxy? I want you to push your consciousness out there. Push it out there. And you will see, because we need these black women. You really need to be pushing. You need to be creating the planets and creating the solar systems and creating the universes. I'll teach you how to do that. I really will. But you gotta really push. You gotta push the envelope, man, and get out of the programming. Don't let nobody program you with limitation. So it's we out. We talk about the Queen Mothership for a reason, Mothership. And it ain't about me. I'm the creator of this shit, but it's like I don't care which one of you women take this shit and run with it. Just give me the credit. Don't you can't steal my shit because I got so much shit published on it. It's like you ain't gonna be able to steal it, and that's why everybody just want me dead, because it's like I done published everything that I put out is like a record. So it's like, damn, we can't just steal her entrusted melanism framework. We can't just steal her epistemology, her books about the epistemology of human origin. We can't just steal and copy and just say, oh, we came up with it, because it's like, oh shit, she don't publish. She don't beat us to the punch. So it's like, what's more in her? The universe. So ladies, the divine feminine is here, and guess what, ladies? I'm doing a whole series. Look, we're gonna be deep, diving so deep into the divine feminine, and the divine feminine, in a galactic sense, and in a godly sense. We're gonna be talking about it and even in some of the more dark sense. The dark goddess. You got that energy. You got the dark divine feminine, the light divine feminine, or light and dark. Obviously that's not even something at the transcendent level that becomes very less important. But as far as dichotomy and taxonomy and structuring it the way you guys can understand it, I'll separate the two. And so ladies, the work that I have been doing has been for you. I I do have compassion for men. I don't hate men. And so, some of the ladies, I can feel the energy where it's like, you kind of male. I'm not male identified. I'm not a man. But I do see men as a vanity project that the divine feminine created to enjoy as pleasure points, but they don't lost their mind. They are not. I don't know what the hell done happened with them, and well, we know, but it's like how do you explain it, when you talk about these things, the divine feminine giving rights to the divine masculine, and how the divine masculine has always been seeking to control an energy that they just don't understand, and that they're scared of, and so they tamper, and they want to oppress and suppress, and those days are gone. And it's like, why do they want to do that to their creator? It's like why do you want to fight so bad against the divine thing? Why do you want to fight? It's like you could feel that they ramping up for the battle. I could feel it, especially black men. It's like, oh, these bitches talking about divine feminine. These bitches talking about Saturn. These bitches talking about vagina power. These bitches talking about womb management. These women talking about, like, they looking for ways to like shut all of it down. It's not, and the white man too, because you see what he's trying to do. Like, y'all need to be barefoot and in the kitchen, shutting up, and it's like, no, some of these women are geniuses. Like, you cannot touch a bitch like me intellectually, spiritually. And it's like, why y'all want me down and out and quiet so bad? And it's not just me. It's like they want this for women. It's like they want to suppress powerful chaos fusion power. They want to suppress energy. And it's like, why would you want to do that? Why would you hold, why would you want to hold everybody back? Why would you want to hold the whole universe back? Because you feel threatened by the divine feminine. Why do you think somebody? Oh, you gotta just and we don't get into all of that as far as this barefoot pregnant thing, because they want to come at these women like Maya, and they want to come at the women like Ashanti. These beautiful, beautiful black women, and it's not just her. The Tina Turner at one point. Any of these women, they want to come at these women because they decide, they real good looking, and they not married, they ain't got no kids. That's now that when they judge them and say, oh, look at these women, they got something wrong with them. You guys don't understand the power of a woman. Some women make pacts. Some women have etheric orders that they are part of that are not on this dimension. Some women have they're not even so much pacts, but like some women have so knowledge of how this system works and what the hell's going on this dimension and on this planet, that and I'm going to keep it real with you, and this is going to be very controversial to say. We're going to do a whole video on this. They don't want the fucking curse of keeping certain bloodlines going, certain bearing children. I'm keeping a buck with you. Some of these women that you see so beautiful, and they single, and they old, and ain't got no kids, they ain't married. Oh, what's wrong with them? These bitches is up on game. These women know what the hell's going on, and some of their family, some of these bloodlines is sold out. Some of these bloodlines, I ain't gonna hold you. Even if you don't make a pact, even if you wasn't the one that signed the contract or made the soul pact or made it, your ass is still involved with some shit your ancestors did. Some shit your ancestors did. So you decided to break it, or you decided to be like, it ends with me. I'm not carrying. I'm not doing this to another child. I'm not doing this to another family member or whatever. Sometimes it be just that. Sometimes you don't want to judge those women, and even some men that you see. You want to pick on some of these boss ass men as CEOs, and they ain't got no wife, and they ain't got no kids, and they ain't in their 50s, and they ain't in their 60s. Oh, something wrong with him. He don't. Da, da, da. Some of these people are spiritualists, and they know shit, and they're like, you know what? I ain't dealing with none of that. I'm not putting my kid through that. I'm not having that energy come. It ends with me. It ends with motherfucking me, and that's it. Because your kids, they say you inherit the sins of the father. Some the sins of, obviously that's not the word I would use, but you inherit the epigenetics, the pacts, the whatever, the ancestral stuff that comes with that. You inherit that shit. And so sometimes it's not always a good thing. Sometimes that stuff, you have an innocent person getting caught up in some shit that your grandfather, your peoples did thousands of years ago, with the pacts that they made and the shit that they got into and the orders that they was a part of. the blood stuff, the blood oaths that they took and all this shit. That shit come on you, and your ass is looking like, what the fuck? And I don't want to. I don't want to bring another. I don't want to bring a child into that. I don't want to. I don't want to bring. I don't want. I don't even really. And then if you get with the male entity, the divine masculine, you gotta. Their energy is like what they connected to, what they bloodline connected to, who they family done got involved with, what pacts do they got in their bloodline, what shit do they believe in their ancestors, what is their bloodline, what is their spiritual genealogy, what is their actual physical genealogy. You got to study all that, and sometimes you see that it's not even worth it even with them from the spiritual aspect of it. And so a lot of times when you see these women, these beautiful women, young women, older beautiful women that don't, they all, you think, they all into they self, are they high maintenance, or they still running around in their 40s and 50s unmarried with no children, but they looking good, or even if they don't look good, even they just hoodoo women, conjure women, church women, good girls, whatever, whores. When you see them quiet and them just and they ain't got nobody in their life, they just focused on them and worried about their damn self. A lot of that shit be a lot deeper. It be a lot deeper as to why. And like say, like baby girl Maya, beautiful, and that's always been somebody that that has been inspiration to me. So I'm not coming at that woman. I would defend her if anything. But when I see they had that viral post talking about her, and she's single, and she this, and she not married yet, and she in her 40s. That woman is so powerful spiritually. That woman knows herself. She got knowledge of self. And so whatever decision she made into why she don't have what you think she should have as far as the typical children and man or whatever, and you want to place her value on that, you are a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. If you cannot, and this is what we talk about the divine feminine and how you should be able to see just the lack of intuition with people, and so whatever these women decisions are, just leave them be. That's why you never hear me come at no woman that's childless, that's made up. It's a lot of women that's making conscious decisions to not have children. I don't even judge the ones that do decide to have these children. Now, the thing is, in the past, I know I've been hard on the single mothers and stuff, and I'm learning, I've always had compassion for women in general. And I've always been more of so like, why are you not coming at that man that left the broken family, that made why are you coming at the woman and want to condemn the woman? I do think that the black woman is the end all the decisions at the beginning, and she makes the decisions on it. I do, and I stick with that. She is the beginning and the end when it comes to her womb, straight up. But at the same time, some of these women, they have children for other reasons too, and sometimes it can because they want to pass on some shit. So you got to be careful with that too. So sometimes you see the women and they having kids like the Erykah Badu's. You want to judge them or whatever, and they got a reason for doing what they doing too. Especially some of these spiritual women. And then sometimes some of these women, they just dodo, they just out to lunch, and they get caught up in situations with not knowing themselves, and that's unfortunate. And again, with anything, it's a learning lesson. So no one has the right to judge no one's journey and story and things that they've went through in terms of the situations that they find themselves in. That go for me, that go for anybody. And so we want to just, this is just, I know it's a tangent, but I just wanted to get that out to women. I wanted to get that out to you as women. And I am going to separate the videos now that I realize that I just went on to a total tangent. I'm going to cut part of that out and make that a whole separate video titled Message to the Divine Feminine, or something about what did we talk about? The Divine Feminine, Saturn versus the Galaxy, or some shit like that. I'll probably title it something like that. But I wanted to get that out to you. Again, Queen Mothership Enterprise Architecture. Think about it. Just think about it. Put your energy towards, if not this, put your energy towards systems that are fair, that are balanced, that are of planet Earth, that are universal, that are filled with innovation, progress, and creativity, balance, justice, enlightenment, love, peace. Think of that. And as we put our energy towards that, it will manifest, it will come to pass in whatever sense. And if you don't, even if you say, you know what, we're gonna do the opposite because we like Even if motherfuckers do that, it's written, it's there, it's done. It is a whole new age. And what God has wants will be done. Whether I'm here to help that happen, whether anybody, I don't care how many of us y'all come after, as far as these chosen ones, the ancient ones, these angels, a lot of us is not even fucking human entities, demagogues, gods. It don't matter how much y'all try to come for us. It will go down no matter what. You cannot fight universes. You cannot fight galaxies. This is just one dimension that can go with a poof of an eye, with a sprinkle of a. It's nothing. And so we hope one day y'all get that shit. We talking about God body here, God consciousness, Christ consciousness. We are talking about, and we ain't trying to infringe on nobody's free motherfucking will, but we letting y'all know, like, this low governing force, this self-limitation, self-slavery, this nonsense, this control, this nonsense that just been going on in this dimension, it's a new day. It's a new day. You know, people want liberation. People want their freedom. And believe it or not, just because you think that you're free, you know, you're working your 9 to 5 for 60 fucking years, making somebody else rich, and you don't even like your fucking job. How the fuck is that freedom? I don't understand it. And then when I advocate for our government for UBI, Universal Basic Income, you white motherfuckers attack me and tell me, and when I advocate for the military to get a pay raise, y'all, you just lazy and don't want to work. You on planet Earth, bitch. It's supposed to be paradise. What is you? So you telling me that you really want to work for 60 years of your life, and I'm lazy because I see through the matrix and be like, nah, I'm supposed to be chilling on a beach somewhere. I'm supposed to be chilling on my bed, chilling, relaxing, talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, playing with my oils, playing with my essential oils, putting my perfume on, playing with my hair, relaxing and chilling. And if I want to teach, if I want to go and garden, if I want to go and help society, I'll do that. I'll do my role. I'll play a role in society that helps the community. But all of this slave wages, slavery, I ain't with it. And to be honest, you know, we'll find a way. I'll find a way. We'll find a way. But I ain't with the bullshit. I ain't with it. And so I went on my tangents. I said what I had to say. I love y'all. And let me see how long this damn video is. Oh yeah, okay, 1 hour and 7 minutes. Not bad. I thought it was much longer. And so I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Bye.